Hey there, Robin here, and today we're going to be setting up a great karaoke package. Our 2026 lineup for karaoke setup, maybe our ultimate one. We're going to find out. We're going to be using a TKL mixer. This mixer here has been really nice and easy to use, straightforward kind of setup, but the important part is it has a lot of great karaoke effects to them that I really like. Now everything else in the mixer has been working really well. We've also got effects. The unit also has the ability to plug into your computer. It has an audio interface built into it. Also has Bluetooth as an option. And it has a lot of great input and control options, which are really important. Even comes with an aux and a monitor output. So that's going to be what we're going to do today. We're going to show you all the great ways you can hook this system up. I'll walk you through it and we'll get to the end of it. But first, let's cover all the other great equipment we've got in today's video. So for our actual speaker package today, we've got a pair of Mackie Thumb Sub Go's. Yes, very impressive, double 8-inch subs. Plus we've got the Mackie Thumb Go's on top, which is their 8-inch wood horn. All rechargeable, very, very nice, very practical. If you're buying a system for home and you're looking for the best karaoke setup with multiple subwoofers, multiple tops, all sitting on the floor, this would be incredible. A pair of these go all the way. Again, we've got our mixers. We also are featuring some Sennheiser microphones. We've got 2 different models to choose from, depending on the caliber and quality, but of course, any microphones will do, wired or wireless, to make this whole thing happen. So let's walk around, take a look, see what's here, and we'll talk about some of the other pieces when we get a little closer. So in this video, we're going to be using both the XS Wireless 2 and the EW Digital Series. This is the EWD, the 835S to be exact. We're going to be using both these microphones in this video. They're both high performance, high-end microphones, but if you are somebody who professionally enjoys your karaoke at home and you're looking for the ultimate best, something else we're going to be talking about. I've done this in other videos, so I'll put a link for this. It's how I connect it all up to the television. I like to use a Chromecast. Fire Stick will do just as well. And I basically have a HDMI audio extractor. It goes in line between everything, and it allows me to have my HDMI from my Fire Stick or my Chromecast to go in, and then from the outside it's going to go to TV Finish connection. But it gives me a set of analog audio outputs. Very, very impressive. That's what I need to make this sound great and work really well. If you plan on just using it on your computer, by all means, you just need to have your laptop and you'll be all set. The audio interface is going to connect via USB cable. So here we are. This is a great fun mixer which is going to work out really well. I've tested it. There's no background noise. We've had a really good time using it. When everything's just paused and no sound, you don't hear a thing coming out of the drivers. Nothing out of the speakers, so you're not going to be annoyed by that low-lying background noise that some mixers have. Not there. So I'm very impressed with that one major feature that I look for before anything else. Now, again, the model number is the TDS-6DSP, digital sound processor. That's the effects built in here. And everything else is pretty straightforward. And I do like the simplicity because it's all color-coded. I love color-coded mixers. It makes life so much easier, especially when you first start using it. You just basically follow the colors and they all connect to the same thing. Now, the most important thing is the jacks on top. They are combo jacks. Now, I've taken line 1 and line 2 and I've used them to plug in my actual microphone. If you want to know what combo jack is, it means I can use it for a 1/4-inch cable like this or an XLR. Notice how these inputs are the same, but yet the cables are different. That allows me to plug that in there. That's going to be my line input. This is going to be my mic input. And we're going to be all set. Simple as that. Now underneath that you have 48 volts. That's your phantom power option. You leave it off most of the time unless you have a microphone that requires it. A condenser microphone or studio mic, they tend to offer it. If the feature's on your microphone, then engage it. If not, you don't need to turn it on. It's not going to add or take away from anything you may want to do. After that, we have our channel inputs. That's what's going on across the bottom. Now, the first 4 are identical because they're all single channel inputs. Channel 5 and 6 has some unique features to it. First of all, we've got RCA option on top. This is also the channel that allows us to go to our USB or Bluetooth option as well, located right off to the side here. That's also where you can plug in your MP3 player. All of that's part of this package. If I want to engage or disengage that, I just press this button right here, and that's going to switch between the RCAs and the actual built-in media player. A nice straightforward, we've seen that before. Nothing important there, but what is important is what happens next. You have a full high, mid, and low. This is why I talked to this company about this product. You have adjustments for all of that right here, just like the original 4. So there's your 6 channels. Now, underneath that, we've got this great aux option. Aux basically means I can run a monitor to it. So anything I specifically want to send out this jack to run into a monitor, let's say, or any other external source, I can individually control them with these blue dials. So just by simply turning these dials up and down, allows me to take what's going on here and send it out the aux. So again, if you're setting up a full karaoke system with a monitor on a stage, you're going to want to come over here and say, well, I want to be able to dial up the music for the performer, or maybe I want to be able to add in their voice, depending on what they ask for. You can make these adjustments and this will add sound to the stage. Very, very good system to have when you're looking at having a karaoke setup. Having that monitor option through the aux, perfect. So after the aux, your next line is going to be all your effects, which is very impressive because without the effects, you don't have anything here when it comes to really having a great karaoke system. But that's very, very important. You have all of that. You've got 99 different gain settings here, so the effects are very easy to drive. You just simply turn the dial up and down, pick the effects you want, and you're all set. Now, funny enough, 69 haha happens to be the top end karaoke effects. 69 top end of their karaoke effects. So we're going to leave it on the 69. One thing that you see stick out here when you're following the rule that I said that everything's color matched is the fact that the aux send is not. Now the aux send is what drives the amount of signal here, so I can mix my auxes to whatever levels I want. There's no right or wrong. Then I can decide to turn it up and down from here. That's the aux send control. But notice it's color coded for the line, not actually for the feature. But that's okay. They've given me a bunch of spare parts in the bag. You're going to get one of these too. This is just part of when you buy it. So I can go in here and decide, you know what? I don't want that dial to be orange. I want it to be blue. So I'm going to remove it just like that. Grab my spare blue and I'm going to put that on there just like that. So again, line it up properly so this way it's in the right spot. We don't want to. It only fits on one spot, so just turn it until it gets there. Push it back down. And there you go. So now that lines up perfectly. I adjust all my auxes and then I have my aux send all there, not to get confused with anything else. So here we are. That's all said and done. So we've adjusted the actual color of the dial. We're all good. The next row, they're all green. These are my pan options. Now I can pan it to the left and right so I can decide how the music is. Now here, my actual music is coming in. I'm going to actually push that to the left and right. There we go. So now music, if you're playing with a duet with somebody, someone's going to be more on the left, someone's going to be more on the right. So I can give them a little bit of left and right lean. It just sounds nicer that way. And again, your music, leave it in the middle. You get equal balance if you're going to be using the actual setup off of 5 and 6. If not, just leave it in the middle. Don't have to worry about it. Then we get across the bottom. This is where we're going to adjust the mix for each individual input. Start with your microphones first. Don't work on everything else, just start on your microphone. So what you do is you bring up your volume levels here a little bit, just loud enough so this way you can have some good noise in the background. You've got some music or audio coming off. I'm going to turn my microphone on. It's green, it's on, it's good, it's locked in. And then I'm ready to go. I can just talk into the microphone like that and we're all set. Now, I do have to make sure I know which channel it's on, so we're going to turn this guy down here, and we're going to find out it's right there. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at about 75%, feel comfortable with that, and then I'm going to adjust my actual level so we can spin off to one side or spin off to the other side. If we leave it in the middle, be balanced. Now we want to add some effects. We come up to the effects dial, we bring that up, and look at that, we're adding some effects right onto it right there. It's as simple as that. It's got a gate on it, so it will close it down relatively quickly when I stop speaking. See how that just kind of pulled away and faded off? That's a good setup. We can repeat the same thing on the EWD series, the digital series, which is lined up right here. I can simply turn this guy off, except getting it the way you like. Now you're thinking, what about the room? How can I EQ the room? Well, let's talk about that next. So there's two ways of EQing. You can EQ each individual product. You have some microphones, your source of audio, all of that, your karaoke video, all that can be all sourced, EQ'd individually. But then you're going to want to EQ the room You've got your speakers. So in my case, I've got 2 subs and I've got 2 tops. I'm going to want to balance that off for sound. So it's very important that you feel comfortable with that. There's no right or wrong way. There's some ways that sound better than others. Some are more friendly to other people. But at the end of the day, it's your system. You EQ it the way you want. So I've set up my system so this way it bounces off my bass and it allows a lot of clarity in the highs, because that's what I was looking for coming out of the speaker. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Unlike anything you're going to see in this side that I've seen lately, you've got a 7-band EQ system right here. Everything from 63 hertz all the way up to 15 kilohertz. You've got a nice 1 kilohertz in the middle, then you got a 2.5 kilohertz and a 6.4. These are all very nice. On the lower ends, you've got again the 63, 150, and 400. I've left that flat, brought up the 1 kilohertz, returned back down the 2.5 down to a level, brought up the 6.4 a little bit, and then I really shot up about the 1500 and above. Now you see when I play music how much more of a difference there is in that, and that was my choice. So I'm going to bring this back down again. Now for me, I have my music right now on my laptop, so that's why it says PC up here, and I can simply just go and hit the play button and with everything will... So here we go. We'll start with this and we'll adjust from there.
Every time you show up smiling, you got me. Never knew how you played.
I brought down the 1 kill.
When the time comes,
you'll notice that affects the voices dramatically.
It's so I dream about building a home.
So that's why I made that choice.
Staring up at the moon.
And the reason why I didn't add any extra bass is because with the subwoofers,
knowing that you'll be here soon. Thank God I have you as mine. Can't feel that tingle.
If I gave any more, it would be really hard on the bottom end.
You kick off your shoes, but you're not in a hurry. Sing as you walk and jumping up in the air.
And on the highs, the same thing. Watch this.
You hold me tight and say that you love me.
Just to bring that extra clarity in the instruments on the higher end. That's my choice. Alright, so now we'll just try a little something different and see how that sounds. It's pretty straightforward. If you listen to it, you're going to hear the clarity. The mixer makes no background noise to the overall mix. And by adding things like bass and treble, we can change the sound and feel. Simple as that. Drop all the low frequencies, it's gone. Bring them all back in flat. Simple as that. If I want to add more, it's easy to bring that extra bass in when you got subwoofers. So there we go. That's everything you need to know. Let's just pause that. And now we'll get down to the things I was playing around with, the sliders, right here. These guys here make life so much more interesting. Now, I would normally turn my speakers down to, let's say, about 10–20%. Then I would bring the sliders up, bring that in for sound check. I want to get my sliders up closer to 0 and then adjust the volume levels to the maximum where I want my speakers to be in the space I'm working in. So if it's going to be a rec room, home, or you're going out and doing a karaoke party, set that up first. Get the volumes of the speakers up at unity. So use the unity here, slide that up, and then bring up the speakers to match that sound. Now work backwards from that. You're going to be all set. You'll be able to always use your mixer exactly the same way in every show you go to. Now all the effects are listed here. This uses just a straight up power cord. No complicated AC adapters or something to lose. It's just ready to go. Now outside of that, I've had really no problems using the unit. Remember when you're turning things on and off, always start with the last thing that gets system. So it's off, so that means my subwoofer is the furthest thing away from wiring. So then it goes up to my main speakers, turn that off. Then I come and I can turn off the mixer, and then I can turn off the wireless microphones. That's normally how I normally turn things off. When I go to turn things on, turn on all your pre-equipment. Let's say you like your wireless microphones on first, then turn your mixer on, then go turn your speakers and subwoofers on last. That's going to guarantee no popping sound or any weird funky noise that may come out because you've surged the system. Easiest way to actually handle it. If you do it that way, it'll be perfect every single time. Well, I hope this video helps you out. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, of course, use the links down below if you'd like to get to the product. We're at the end of the video, so it will pop up on the screen. And I'm talking about the mixer. Everything else will be listed down below. But the mixer is the highlight piece of this video because without it, your karaoke system would not be perfect. It wouldn't just sound great, it would just sound okay. If you want to have something that sounds nice and rich in 2026, this is the way to go. This guy's available when you need it. Just order one. It'll be in your house in a couple of days. Outside of that, I'd like to say thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We can always go into it more. We can always do it on a live. It's always there for you. So again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.